Hello and welcome to Danny Boyd Golf. I'm here at Tehidy Golf Club in Cornwall, where I'm going to have a driver fitting, a gapping session, and hopefully get some data on how I hit the ball, how accurate I'm hitting, and hopefully at the end of this get a new driver. I'm joined here with Alex, who's a professional here, who's going to be teaching me everything I need to know on my gapping and fitting for the driver.
Do you want me to have a little chat while you're hitting some shots? So let's just get you hitting some. How many have we got here? You've already done a couple of shots, so let's get you doing, say, another
5.
Let's do another 5. That will take us up to just shy of 15 shots. So my name's Alex. I'm the assistant pro here at Tehidy. I'm a certified master fitter and club builder. So this is a side to golf, which is my passion. Great shot. We one and done here. Very nice. We're going to be helping Dan here with his driver. He's looking to, you want a bit more feel and a bit more carry, I think is what you said.
Yeah, I'm looking for a bit more forgiveness, something that's not going to be like too flexible for my ability, something that I can grow into.
Sure.
And hopefully something that will give me more distance, like I'm already seeing, compared to my 5-wood, 3-wood, which is about 200.
Just to
210 yards.
Match in with your new clubs. Certainly.
So
you've previously mentioned you sort of tend to see if anything, a bit of a right miss on cue. And we spoke briefly before as well. You tend to get it a little bit out the toe and lose it right when it does start drifting.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So we're up to 9. Let's do one more. We'll have 10 shots then. Perfect. So let's just briefly talk through what we're seeing numbers wise. I'll keep it as sort of down to earth as possible, because you can go because you can go really in depth and sometimes quite over the top. So we'll do it as sort of friendly and course relatable as possible. So as a trend, our launch, we've got, out of those 10, we've got 4 which are in a window which I'll be trying to fit you into. So again, trying to keep it as simple as possible. If we're launching the golf ball at 8 degrees, that's far too low. Far too low. So trying to manage spin, descent angle, lots of other things we look for to optimize your distance and your feel. That's the first thing we're going to target. So we need to get you launching it more without adding too much spin. And again, as you're going through swing changes, we've got to be a little careful on how we fit for curvature. So if your current setup, you tend to see it go left more than you'd like, I won't go too anti-right with a build. We'll keep it fairly neutral so you can tweak and do what you need. I'll just worry about numbers, basically. For
me, the main thing is being in here is different to being out on the course.
Sure.
On the course, you would have more of a bigger area around you. You feel more free. In here, just the presence of being indoors gives you that sense of claustrophobic.
Very common.
And it's also playing off the mats rather than off grass also makes a huge difference.
Sure.
Because sometimes you can hit off a mat, and if you hit it too early, it'll bounce and it'll hit it totally weird. Sometimes if you hit it like on the grass before the ball, it'll tend to dig in more. Yeah, we'll get different feedback. And definitely. Right, so let's throw some different clubs at you. So I do fittings a bit different. So I work on a build and work backwards. So if it was, say we had no discussions before, we didn't know anything about your golf, I wouldn't worry about what head's on the end to start with. I would go through
weight, length, flex,
Yeah.
profile, all the subtleties first,
Yeah.
and then we find a head that you like the look of, the feel of, does what you want it to. We already know you've got your eye on the elite,
Yeah.
so we'll start you there.
Because I've got the elite
As you've got a
5
full
wood,
bag.
3 wood.
Yeah,
I've
certainly.
got colourway irons.
Sure.
So to go from a ping to a colourway driver
Something you'd like.
is something I would prefer.
Sure.
But is it necessarily the right club? Is it the right choice?
It's all a choice of the person. So we can do a performance-based fitting, which is every brand just based on how it performs, or we can try and sort of match into a set and then get it basically as good as possible. So I'm going to start you fairly close to what you're currently using. So we're going to have the same loft, the weights in the back in the similar position, and I'm going to get you in a similar weight and flex to start with.
Yeah.
Just so if we tried to carbon copy your ping with a Callaway head,
yeah.
what's it going to perform like? Then we can base on there what we're going to do with weight, with flex. I'm already thinking potentially slightly softer in the tip but slightly heavier, so we can try and boost some launch but keep spin sort of consistent. That's what I'm going to hope to do, and then we'll play around with loft and see how we can affect, you know, getting this a bit more consistent.
Because for me, like when I set up to the ball, I want to have it where it feels comfortable.
Definitely.
When I swing, am I going to be able to hit without having to try and hit it?
Sure.
So, like, I've got my 5 wood in my bag, which I've used for a couple of months now, and I feel comfortable. I can just get up to the ball, have a look, and just whack it straight down the middle.
Sure.
Pretty much like that.
Yeah, nice.
And it's just having that confidence to be able to get up onto the tee with the driver and have the confidence to just swing.
Swing free, yeah.
And not be like, I tend to slice it a lot, let's aim further left.
Yeah.
Because by aiming further left, I'm then opening the club face more to hit the ball.
It usually makes things worse, yeah.
And it makes things worse.
Definitely.
Or I come over the top and I then start hooking it.
Sure.
So I want something where I can just set up like my irons and
just know it's gonna
do
what you want.
I can just relax into it.
Certainly. So we're going to start tweaking straight away. I'm going to get a different shaft in there.
Yeah.
So seeing your tempo, how you're loading the shaft, how it's performing, even without a number, I'm not overly convinced. So let's take that out straight away. So we're going to go a bit heavier, but a bit softer, which is pretty much what we described. So launch is in a great window. You've launched the last two at pretty much the same degree. Spin is way out. So we've almost gone the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So we've gone basically too low. So we're going to try and get a little bit of a mix of both. So let's go for this one.
So with the driver, what are you typically looking at for like launch angle? And
depends a lot on people's speed and delivery. If we're fitting, let's go to the extreme. Let's say we're fitting a tour player. I'll be looking to try and launch their driver probably around 13 or 14 degrees on average.
Yeah.
And spin, if they want to just hit it long, I'll try and get it as close to about 2200 RPM as possible. Right. If they want control and shot shapeability, then we need to boost the spin. So we can add curvature. Okay. We'll probably look at closer to 2.7. But they will be swinging at probably around 115 with ball speeds of 170. That's where the difference is in these numbers make a huge difference. So if we're swinging at 90, I'll try and get us around that 15 mark with launch, and say 2500 would be a nice place. It's enough for you to control, but not too much spin where if you hit that high right, which you describe, it's not going to eat yardage and add curvature. So we've got to sort of blend them together.
So I automatically feel the weight difference in this shaft.
Certainly.
And the spin, as you can see on the screen, has improved.
Yeah.
But my launch angle and the flight is just not quite.
Yeah, so we swung a little bit steeper. So we've just launched that essentially just a bit flatter. Right, I'm going to change head. I'm going to put you in the X head. Not for forgiveness, but just for when we have off-centre hits, can I retain launch and ball speed? That's crucial. Shafts will kind of hopefully deal with the spin for us.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start tweaking on the loft sleeve as well. So we'll start on standard loft,
which is 10.5.
Is 10.5. I think we're going to loft up, as your tendency is to launch it a bit low. Again, it's all based off what we're seeing today, so it could differ day to day, but at least for this session.
With this, when I get out on the course, would I be able to tweak with the thing to make it launch a bit lower?
You can tweak whatever you need to. If it's in competition, then don't touch it because you'll be DQ'd. But if you're just going out and having a round of golf with mates, or you're on the driving range or whatever, yeah, play around, absolutely. If we find a real sweet spot, then we'll try and say to people, okay, don't play too much, because we know where it's going to be, pretty good. That's a good swing. I'm going to tweak already.
I mean, just looking at that one compared to the original club that I had, the distance carry-wise isn't as far.
It's pretty much identical, if maybe a couple of yards down.
But the overall distance is around the same distance.
Yeah. So this is where we're going to try and loft up a little bit.
So for me, I want to have that confidence to go from a 5-wood or a 3-wood into hitting driver where I can carry that extra 20-30 yards.
Sure, certainly.
Because if I can hit a 3-wood, say 210 carry, I want to be able to hit this 230 carry.
Sure.
At the moment, my average is 227 total, not carry. It's about 200 carry. So it's just a work in progress.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is where a fitting can be valuable.
Yeah.
If you'd have picked that driver off the shelf this morning and just bought it because you wanted it, we're potentially seeing we might need to start looking other avenues of shaft and head combo.
Can't see the two.
We've got plenty more if you need more.
I also find that different style of tee and different tee heights make a difference as well.
Sure, certainly. I mean, where we have bulge and roll on the face, where we strike it on the face can influence launch and spin. So we always think information is great. Nice shot, by the way. So where we have that roll on the face on that driver, if it's 10.5 in the middle, if you hit it out the bottom, it's probably closer to 8.5 degrees. And at the top, it's probably closer to 12. So you can potentially go from a low spin player's head to a lady's loft on the same driver. So we've got to be careful how when you do hit it off centre, can we still, predict what it's going to do. Good shot, by the way. Nice. How does that head feel compared to the previous?
The head feels better.
Feels better? Okay. That's more like it.
It's a shaft that just doesn't quite feel comfortable.
Certainly. I have got another one in the wings right here, ready to swap. So if you have me to swap it, we'll change that out.
Like, I think the shaft that I had in my ping was roughly the right shaft.
Sure, certainly.
But it's getting the correct setup and the right club head on it, because a draw bias head would help straight away because of having the massive slices every so often. It would help straighten them up straight away. But doing it like that, when I do improve and I do start hitting the ball cleaner and straighter, I've noticed my ping just keeps going left.
Goes too far, sure.
Because it's a draw biased.
Certainly.
I'm now hitting the ball straight and it's just going left because it's drawing.
Sure, certainly.
So I kind of prefer a more neutral
Certainly.
head.
Yeah, definitely.
Because then I can shape it a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I also want something that just feels nice and comfortable.
Yeah, certainly.
This one already feels more comfortable to hold.
Okay, good.
I'm not feeling like it's dragging me down.
Certainly. And to run through how it's built, so we haven't done any draw or fade settings on the loft sleeve, and the weight's completely neutral, so I haven't moved that heel or toe either. So we're hitting it basically as raw,
straight off
raw specs. Yeah. So we have lofted it up a little bit, and we have changed shaft a few times, but we're, in terms of, I guess, curvature manipulation, we're not really changing that yet.
And as you can see on the screen, I've hit them a lot straighter.
It's starting to boost as well, yeah. So launch is getting more consistent. Spin on off-centre hits is getting more consistent.
I've noticed the setup, when I'm setting up to the ball, I need to make sure it's more on my left heel.
Certainly.
I need to just slightly lean, like, my shoulders.
Sure, certainly.
Because that way I'm coming through the ball and hitting up on the ball, rather than what I used to do, which is coming flat.
Yeah,
coming
absolutely.
down.
Well, we want to catch the ball on the way up in the arc, but we don't want too much of a steep plane either. So that tilt's going to help you launch that golf ball. Great shot. Great shot. That's better. So that's just shy of 230 carry, just shy of 250 total. Much better. Much
better. I'm warming up.
So if I quickly run through some data, just so you and anyone at home will have an understanding, as this launch starts getting higher and higher, spin will drop off.
Yeah.
So if you see 2000, don't panic. Flatter you fly it, well, as this drops maybe 1 or 2 degrees, this will boost up to a 300 RPM. Yeah. So it's all relative. If you hit it a bit too low and bottomy, usually it will spin a lot more. So there's we have to be careful how we read into data.
What is this set up at the moment? Is it a 10.5?
So we're actually up to 11.5. Right. It's actually 11.3 because I measured the head loft and it's 10 point. Got to think about this now. It's actually 10.3 on the face loft. Right. So from the factory, they're often not exactly what the number says. So we measure it and see where we are.
Do you want to just drop it back down to 10.5?
Sure, certainly.
Because every driver I've had so far has been 10.5.
Sure.
And I'm thinking, as I'm starting now to warm up, I'm starting to hit them better. Will that 10.5 be more beneficial now?
Possibly. I mean, if we have a quick look on here, it'll be a lot of numbers. I apologise. If I scroll down. So we've got four degrees of launch difference. Yeah. Spin rates are almost identical. So as we're launching higher, we're not actually adding spin and losing distance. It's actually retaining
And
spin.
With this being this shaft compared to the other one, this feels a lighter shaft
Sure.
in my hand.
So it's a little bit softer. Weight's very similar, but it has changed the swing weight.
Yeah.
So the swing weight's a bit lighter in the head, where it will feel a little bit easier to swing, I'd imagine. A little bit toey?
Yeah.
Sounded a bit high toe.
Not quite out the middle, but...
Yeah, a little high toe. Spin dropped off, but that's okay. In the business, we call it a good bad 'un.
Yeah.
If that's a bad one, then when you go out on the golf course, we're laughing. Little leaky, but good strike. A little more centered. Yeah, good. Another 240 again, very nice. Spins a little down, it's a little out the top again, but that's okay. So if we go on here quickly. So yeah, we've got that one that popped up. So on an average, this is actually launching in a decent window. It could be a fraction higher, but not much.
Would that be a slight tee difference?
You could tweak it with maybe tee height. You could tweak it with maybe ball position. It's probably in the most respectful way, a little bit down to the person on the end of the stick.
And that's why we're getting the fitting for it.
Yeah, certainly. So I'd fear lofting up for your miss tendency is going to be a benefit, because your miss hits, you launch them a little bit too low, so it will protect you on those. But when you do middle it, it's potentially going to hurt a little bit. So you've effectively got a little bit of play in that, sort of, if you want to loft it up or down. You probably won't like me saying this, but can I try you in a different head? Yeah. In a different brand. I know you want the Elite, but can I try you in a different head? Sure.
We're here to try.
Certainly. I'll go for a similar profile shaft, because I think that's pretty close.
The shaft feels more like I've got.
It's a bit more responsive, and
it doesn't feel heavy, so I don't feel like I can't swing it more than once or twice.
Sure, certainly.
Because that other one, the second one I think it was, it was a bit too heavy in my hands.
Sure.
Whereas having it a little bit heavier further down might balance it out.
Certainly. G440 Max.
Is that the newest
head?
thing?
We're going to keep it on 10.5 loft.
Yeah.
This is actually 10.4 when we measured it, so it's actually pretty much bang on. I've already started altering it, so I've put it on standard loft but the flatter lie setting to help you with that anti-left. I've changed the shaft slightly but kept the weight the same. So it's still a 60 gram stiff, but slightly different profile. So hopefully it will just feel a little bit different.
Feels a little lighter.
Okay, sure.
Which is not a bad thing.
Sure, certainly. I'm just going to clear some data down, because some of the clubs we know weren't good at all, so I can just start
deleting the ones that weren't good.
Absolutely, because we don't need those at all. We'll get rid of those as well. And let's get rid of some of these, because we know roughly where we are, so we don't need to keep a...
So I think it's between either tweaking the original ping.
I think it's going to be either tweaking what you've got to try and get the most out of it, or possibly this.
To make it more non-draw.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either the Elite, I think it's Max.
So that's we started on the standard head, we finished on the X, which is a bit more forgiving. It's not overly draw biased, but it's just slightly bigger, slightly more mass, just a slightly different sort of design, basically. There's the lower launch. That's what we've got to be careful of. You've had a bit of a a break while we chatted, so we'll let you hit a couple and get your speed back up.
I've noticed a type of ball chain, like the ball difference as well.
Okay.
I've hit some with the Strixon, which is a harder ball.
Sure.
They're coming out a little bit lower.
Bit flat, yeah,
but
certainly.
when I've been hitting the
Titleist,
that's the Titleist.
Yeah.
That's started to lift up to where I'm expecting it.
Sure, certainly.
So
slightly different compression rates, a little bit softer casing.
Someone who is just starting out, harder ball, more forgiveness in one sense, may go just as good, but when they're trying to play shots like pinpoint accuracy, that's not.
Yeah, I think with a lot of sort of social media and advertising, it's all very much all low spin, distance, high launch, etc. That's very beneficial as and when someone's sort of has the experience in golf.
Yeah.
If you're starting out or new, we need enough spin to actually get some elevation on the ball and control where it's going. So we've got to be a little careful on how we fit it. Little drop kicky. Described that shot a little bit earlier on.
It's trying to also take the top of the tee off, because they say if you can take the top of the tee off and send the tee backwards, that's better than drilling it into the ground.
With driver, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to hit too down on a driver. That's a dangerous place to be.
That's the push, right?
Yeah, there's the push.
Distance-wise,
to be honest, I think the margins are so fine here.
Yeah.
Because you're going through swing changes, lessons, tweaks, coming back into golf. Because that path and face is varying shot to shot, I'd almost say let's try and optimise what you're using, save you a bit of money so you can put it on lessons or playing other golf courses. Let's just make what you've got work a bit better. Because there's no point going into, again, it's a personal thing. I don't think we need to go into aftermarket shafts and fancy heads and blow, nearly $1,000 on a club. For potentially a really small game, which on the course you won't notice. We'll just be chasing numbers in this setting.
For me, I'm doing a lot of golf in the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to playing regularly throughout the year, that's where my game is going to differ.
Sure.
Because it could be, I turn up here in 4 or 5 weeks' time, no practice, no warm up, and I go out cold, and I'm like, right, let's see what I can do.
Definitely.
And I haven't hit a ball in a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that I've played, and the more I play, the better I become, which is how it tends to go.
Fingers crossed.
That's how they tend to go.
Absolutely.
So
going through all what we've done, there are. I'll try and do like a very brief sort of breakdown. Yes, we can make it more efficient. Yes, we can change the look and the feel and the sounds and whatnot. At least in this 40-minute window I've seen you, I haven't seen enough of a change or a gain to warrant pushing you into a new club. Even if you really want the elite, I would say save your bucks. Put it on lessons, green fees, anything else. Let's just try and get your club performing a bit better. So straight away I've changed the lie angle, so we're going to effectively have the club sitting flatter. Hopefully it should start to help you with that anti-left a little bit. So a flatter lie means the toe is going to be nearer to the floor. So the toe will be sitting flatter on the floor. Helps us try and influence a bit of a right start line.
Like that.
Yeah, so it's again it's a very small tweak. It's not going to suddenly give someone a fade over a draw, but hopefully over a few shots we should see it a little less left with start line. Like that, basically, on command. Yeah, very nice. Very good.
And this is where having a fitting comes down to, yeah, you can go buy the fancy clubs, but if you've got a club that already works to a degree and you need to improve it, it may be just a different shaft or a slight tweak in the
potentially.
club head.
I mean, your sort of average is pretty centered off the face, so we haven't really got to tweak length or anything like that. Loft is around about where we need it. Might be half a degree too low, but ping loft sleeves only go up 1 or sort of 7.5, which might be a bit too much. Good hit again. So to be honest, yeah, at your level, at what you're looking for, the changes you're going through, yeah, I wouldn't push someone into a new club. Again, I'm here for a fitting, not in a shop selling clubs. So those shots are all basically a path and face relationship.
Yeah.
So as you're swinging, so your tendency is to swing more into out as it starts to sort of go wrong.
Yeah.
The big right is where your face is matching your path. So typically your face will be actually pretty square to the target, and how you swing into the ball changes the ball flight.
Yeah.
You've basically swung to the right, and we've left the face a little open, so
here.
you've matched the face to the path.
Well,
so
I want to go.
Yeah, so you'll typically close the face.
Yeah.
On that one we left it open. That's where that right miss is coming from. Better. Good. So there's the opposite. Awesome.
Right. I do like this Elite. The feel of it, the look of it compared to the head on that.
Sure.
Looks nicer. But
Certainly.
as you said, is this worth
from a performance standpoint?
Is it worth 250
I don't
quid more?
I don't think the sort of, unless it's a desire, then it's not worse, put it that way. But it's not going to suddenly boost you 30 yards and higher, straighter, etc.
Because my idea was have everything matching.
Sure.
And having the new Elite.
But to be honest, you can do it because the Elite isn't going to be any worse off than your current ping. It's just not going to overly gain you that much.
And that's the thing. Is this worth trading my old one in?
That's as good as you hit it. We're pretty much matching the
ping
so
from last year.
It's no further. Yeah.
The ball speed was a bit, club speed was a bit faster that time. I felt a little bit more comfortable.
Sure.
But is that just as good as what I've been hitting the ping? Yes.
Potentially, yeah.
Is it any better than I've hit the ping? 1 or 2 yards.
To be honest, it's so minute.
It's not worth.
Yeah. If you want to save some money, stick with what you've got.
But that was the driver fitting. At the moment, I'm going to stick with the Ping G430 because it is giving me the distance, the ball speed, and everything that you expect from a driver. I'm not super confident in it not going to the left because this is a draw head rather than the max or standard head. So automatically the club is making the ball go left. But with just a few minor tweaks, we've already got the ball starting straighter and aiming a bit straighter. So next is the gapping session. Hopefully we can get the average is for each club. We can get the distances for swings and hopefully have a bag ready to go for on the course.